Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you very much for your kind association. We have come together to study Jaiva Dharma by Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur Mahasaya. Let us begin with Mangalacharan prayers. Om Ajnanatirmirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin iti namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadādhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So, dear devotees, we are studying the 4th chapter of Jaiva Dharma by Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Shri Srimad Bhakti Vinod Thakur Mahasaya. And in this 4th chapter, we are seeing how there is a conversation going on between Lahiri Mahasaya and Shri Vaishnava Das Babaji Maharaj. Lahiri Mahasaya asks, what is the connection between Vaishnava Dharma and Nitya Dharma? Srila Vaishnava Das Babaji Maharaj explains to Lahiri Mahasaya that Vaishnava Dharma is Nitya Dharma. It is known by different names. It is called Nitya Dharma, Vaishnava Dharma, Paro Dharma, Jaiva Dharma. These are all names for the same type of Dharma. And Vaishnava Dharma is of 2 separate types. There is the Shuddha Vaishnava Dharma and there is the Viddha Vaishnava Dharma, pure and impure. So let me share my screen. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we are studying this Jaiva Dharma course under the auspices of ISKCON Bhagwat Mahavidyalaya of North America. And we are doing chapter 4. This chapter is entitled Nitya Dharma is Vaishnava Dharma. So when the connection is asked between Vaishnava Dharma and Nitya Dharma, Shri Vaishnava Das Babaji Maharaj says, same thing, both are same. And this Vaishnava Dharma, you can call it Nitya Dharma, you can call it Jaiva Dharma. It is of 2 types. There is the Shuddha Vaishnava Dharma and there is the Viddha Vaishnava Dharma. Shuddha Vaishnava Dharma is pure and Viddha Vaishnava Dharma is adulterated. Shuddha Vaishnava Dharma has got 4 main types. It is Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, Madhurya. These are the different rasas or relationships that the devotee has with Radha and Krishna. Then Kamal Kishori Mataji, you have a question? You raised your hand. Okay, maybe it is.
No, Prabhuji, accidentally maybe I would have raised.
Huh?
I don't have any questions, Prabhu. Accidentally I would have raised. I'll
Okay, no problem.
Sorry, Prabhu.
No problem. So with the Vaishnava Dharma is the adulterated Vaishnava Dharma, and it is also of two varieties. There is karma with the Vaishnava Dharma and there is jnana with the Vaishnava Dharma. Karma with the Vaishnava Dharma is karma mishrit bhakti. So it is bhakti performed with the desire for sense enjoyment, fruitive activity, karma kand. And jnana with the Vaishnava Dharma is with the cultivation of empirical knowledge, mental speculation, with the desire of getting liberation from this material world. So karma with the Vaishnava Dharma means to enjoy in this material world, and jnana with the Vaishnava Dharma means to enjoy the bliss in the Brahma Jyoti. But both of them are viddha, impure, because both of them do not have direct service to Bhagwan. Then karma with the Vaishnava Dharma is described, and example is given that the Smarta Brahmanas, the rules and rituals that they do, that is karma with the Vaishnava Dharma, because they want to become prosperous by doing that. They may be chanting Vaishnava mantras, they may be worshipping Vishnu, but they have material desires. When material desire are there, then it is karma with the Vaishnava Dharma. It is impure. There is desire for sense gratification. Jnana with the Vaishnava Dharma is the desire to merge into the impersonal Brahman. And people usually do the Panchopasana, where they worship Surya Dev, Ganeshji, Durga Devi, Shivji, and Vishnu. So worship of Vishnu is there, but the conception is that to get liberation, I need to worship these 5 deities, Panchopasana. But once I become liberated, I don't need them. So this is also not pure bhakti. Then if you remove jnana with the Vaishnava Dharma and karma with the Vaishnava Dharma, then the Vaishnava Dharma that remains is the real Vaishnava Dharma, which is Nitya Dharma or Shuddha Vaishnava Dharma. But in Kali Yuga, people don't understand this easily. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said that the Supreme Absolute Truth is appears to the Transcendentalist in 3 forms: Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, and Bhagwan. So Vadanta Tattvavidas, Tattvam Jnanam Advayam, Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaniti, Shabdate. This is the 3 features of the Supreme Lord. Jnana with the Vaishnava Dharma, people have the pravritti or inclination towards Brahman. Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagwan. So the Jnana pravritti is towards Brahman realization. This is the Jnana with the Vaishnava Dharma. Then worship of Paramatma usually involves meditation, and the byproduct of this meditation is mystic perfections. Anima, Mahima, Prapti Siddhi. All these 8 Ashta Siddhi are there, mystic perfections, which are a great distraction and which deviates many of the people on the path of Ashtanga Yoga. And with these material perfections, siddhis, one gets a lot of fame, prestige, even money, followers. So this is all karma with the Vaishnava Dharma. They are worshipping Paramatma, they are doing meditation, following Ashtanga Yoga, but because of those mystic perfections, they get diverted. So that is a karma with the Vaishnava Dharma. But Vaishnava Dharma is for the fortunate jivas who have unalloyed attraction for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. They worship neither through karma nor through jnana, but Shuddha Bhakti. This is the real Vaishnava Dharma, Nitya Vaishnava Dharma. Now, all religious rites, rituals, activities that are born out of Brahman Pravritti and Paramatma Pravritti, they are called Naimittik. Because on the Vaikuntha planets in Golok Vrindavan, there is neither merging into Brahma Jyoti, nor is there Paramatma on Golok Vrindavan. Because Krishna, Bhagwan Sakshat is there, so there is no need for Paramatma. Paramatma is a form of Shirodakshaya Vishnu only in the material world. Paramatma is there only in the material world. There is no Paramatma in the spiritual world. Paramatma is in the material world, which is a form of Shirodakshaya Vishnu to be with the soul. as the conditioned soul transmigrates in the material world. But in the spiritual world, there is only Bhagwan. So, Brahman realization, Jaiva Dharma clearly says that it is born of a motive or desire to be free from material suffering. Therefore, it is naimittic, it is not eternal. There is no service to Bhagwan there. And therefore, this path is considered to be naimittic, it is not eternal, it is not nitya. Because the struggle in the material world is the motive to take up the path of Brahman realization. And when all the distress is mitigated, then there is no cause. There is no reason to have any need for any of those sadhanas that are utilized for getting Brahman realization. But this is not true in Shuddha Bhakti. The activities that are the means are also the end. Golokera Premadhana, Harinam Sankirtan. Here we are doing Harinam Sankirtan. In Golok Vrindavan we are doing Harinam Sankirtan. Here we are doing Arti and offering Chamar to Krishna. And in Ashtakali Leela also the Manjaris are offering Chamar to Radha and Krishna. Here we are celebrating Jhulan Yatra. There also there is Jhulan Yatra. Here there is Nauka Vihar Leela. There is Nauka Vihar Leela. You see? The activities are same. These are Nitya activities. Because this is Nitya Dharma. Vaishnava Dharma is Nitya Dharma. So, same with Paramatma Dharma. Those who want subtle enjoyment of bliss, enjoyment of samadhi, they take to, out of Paramatma Vritti, they take to the Paramatma Dharma. And that is also Naimittic Dharma. Because there is no Paramatma in the spiritual world. In the Vaikuntha planets, there is no Paramatma. So therefore, even the tendency towards Paramatma Dharma, which is motivated by selfish material desire to enjoy the bliss of samadhi, is temporary. And therefore, only Bhagavad Dharma, Savai Pumsam Paro Dharma, to Bhakti Radhokshaje, only Shuddha Bhakti is eternal Dharma. It is a Nitya Dharma. Then Lahiri Mahashaya asked that explain to me the nature of pure Vaishnava Dharma, pure Vaishnavism, Shuddha Vaishnava Dharma. Then Babaji Maharaj explains that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the original Guru, Jagat Guru of everyone. Therefore, he is called Mahaprabhu. He is the Prabhu of all Prabhus. And he said that the Vaishnava theology, the Vaishnava philosophy has three principles that we have to understand. Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojan. Sambandha is the relationships. Abhideya is the sadhana, the means of attaining the perfection. Everyone should do Abhideya. And Prayojan is the ultimate goal of life, ultimate necessity. And this one must understand three principles. Then Sambandha Tattva was explained in the previous class in detail, that it includes three things. Jada Jagat, material world. Jiva, or the soul, and Ishwar, Krishna. Ishwar is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Supreme Controller, and he is the enjoyer of everything. Jiva Shakti, Maya Shakti is under Ishwar's control. Brahman and Paramatma are forms, different manifestations of Bhagwan. Bhagwan's effulgence is Brahman, and Bhagwan's plenary expansion is Shirodakshaya Vishnu. So in this way, because Vadanti tattva vidas, tattvam yad jnanam advayam, that non-dual, advayam, the one Supreme Lord, absolute Supreme Lord, appears in three features. Brahmedi, Paramatmeti, Bhagwan. But Brahman and Paramatma are dependent on Bhagwan. Please note down this point. Brahman and Paramatma are dependent on Bhagwan. Brahmedi, Paramatmeti, Bhagwan, the three forms are there. But which form of Bhagwan, of the absolute truth, is the main, foundational form? And that is Bhagwan. Brahmano hi pratishtha aham, Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. And sarvasya cha aham ridhi sannivishta. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that I am Paramatma, I am Brahman. But Brahman cannot say that I am Krishna. Krishna comes from me. Brahman doesn't say I become Parma. Nor do any Upanishads or Vedas say that Brahman becomes Krishna. No. Brahma Jyoti is Jyoti. Coming from who? From Jyotiman Krishna. who is Yasya Prabha Prabhavato Jagadanda Koti. Brahma Samhita describes. So then we see the verse from Brahma Samhita. Yasya Prabha Prabhavato Jagadanda Koti Kotesh Ashesha Vasudhadi Vibhuti Bhinnam Tad Brahma, this Brahman is Yasya Prabha. It's Krishna's Prabha. Tad Brahma Nishkalam Ananta Ashesha Bhutam Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. And what is the Praman that Krishna is Paramatma? Bhagavad Gita. Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hridesha Arjun Tishta. So, and how? Brahmayan Sarva Bhutani Yantra Rudhani Maya. When a Jiva comes in this Maya Jagat and accepts this body, which is like a yantra, like a machine, at that time Ishvara Sarva Bhutana Hridesha Arjuna Tishta. Which means Paramatma is only in this material body. When the Jivas come here to do Brahman, Samsara Chakra Brahmata Swakarumbi, Brahmanda Brahmite Kona Bhagyavana Jiva, Paramatma is there. That is a Krishna's form. So, Brahman and Paramatma are features of Bhagwan. Now, Bhagwan also has two features. Ishwar has two features. There is the Vaikuntha form as Sri Narayan, and that is filled with Aishwarya. And there is the form of Ishwar in Goloka Vrindavan, which is filled with Madhurata, sweetness, as Gopijana Vallabh. Vrajangana Su Nayakam, Sada Sukha Pradayakam, Jagan Mano Pralobhanam, Namami Nanda Nandanam. Brahma Samhita also says, Yasse Kanishvasita Kalamathavalambya, Jivanti Loma Vilaja Jagadandanatha. Vishnur Mahan Sa Iha Yasya Kala Vishesho Govindamadi Purusham Tamam Bhajami. So even Paramatma is just a Kala, just an expansion of Krishna. And the different incarnations are also coming from Krishna. Krishna is the source of all incarnations. So the Aishwarya Murtis, Sri Narayan, they are all coming from Krishna. But the Madhuryamaya form of Krishna in Goloka Vrindavan is original. It is a source. He is a source of even Vaikuntanath Sri Narayan. Is it clear? Gopijana Vallabh Krishna is the source of Vaikuntanath Narayan. Ramadi Murtishu Kala Niyamena Tishtan. Look at this verse. Nana Avataram Akaroda Bhuvaneshu Kintu Krishna Swayam Samabhavat Parama Pumanyo Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajam. Ete Shamsa Kala Pumsa Krishnastu Bhagwan. So many proofs are there that show that all incarnations in Vaikuntha, they are coming from Govinda Krishna. Nandanandan Krishna. So that was the Siddhanta. There are two features of Bhagwan. So there are three features of the absolute truth. Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagwan. Brahman is the effulgence from Krishna's body. Yasya Prabha Prabhavato. Paramatma is Krishna's form. In the previous verse we saw that Vishnur Mahan Sa Iha Yasya Kala Vishesha is a plenary portion of Govinda. Who? Vishnur Mahan means Mahavishnu. And from Mahavishnu comes Garbhodaksha Vishnu. From Garbhodaksha Vishnu comes Shirodaksha Vishnu, who is Paramatma. And also Ishvara Sarvabhutanam Hridesha Arjun Tishtati. Sarvasya Cha Aham Hridisanya Vishnu. So many proofs are there that Paramatma comes from Krishna. Brahmanu hi Pratishtha Aham. Brahmajyoti comes from Krishna. So then Krishna, Bhagwan feature is the topmost. Now, if Bhagwan feature is topmost, Bhagwan feature also has two. There is the Vaikuntha Murti and Golok Vrindavan. And Golok Vrindavan, Gopijana Vallabh, Gopinath, Krishna is source of Narayan. Is that clear? Therefore, Ishvara Parama Krishna, Sachidananda Vigraha, Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. This is the meaning, Sarva Karana Karanam. Ki from Govinda, Krishna, Vrajanandan Krishna, all the Narayan Murtis are coming. And Brahma Jyoti is there, and Paramatma feature is a Purusha avatar. So everything is coming from, all the features of absolute truth are coming from Nandanandan Krishna, Yashodanandan Krishna, our Krishna, who is Radha Vallabh. He is Gopinath, Gopijana Vallabh. See this? So beautiful. Tattva is there. And everything with proof. Vishnur Mahan Sahya Yasya Kala Vishesha. Special. plenary expansion hai Govind ka, Mahavishnu. And again, Ramadi Murtishu, Lord Ramachandra, Narsimhadev, Varahadev, they are also all Kala. Nana avatar, different incarnations. But Krishna, Swayam, Samabhavat, Paramatma, your supreme person is Krishna. And from Krishna, all these incarnations are possible. Govindam Adi Purusha, Tamaham Bhajami. What a beautiful Siddhanta Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is giving us. Then there is something called as Parashakti. Now this is the internal potency of Krishna. So nothing in the spiritual world exists without the Parashakti. Everything exists because of this Parashakti of Krishna. Krishna Purna, Radha Purna Shakti, Krishna Purna Shaktiman. Radha Purna Shakti, Krishna Purna Shaktiman. Dui vastu bheda nahi, Shastreda Praman. Chaitanya Charitamrita describes. So Lord's expansion, such as his Prakash expansion, which are his identical manifestations, like in Ras Leela, Krishna manifesting millions of Krishnas, his Prakash manifestations, and in Dwarka manifesting 16,108 Krishnas with his wives. The Prakash expansions and the Vilas expansions. Vilas expansions are the Leela avatars. Leela avatar, like Rama avatar, Varaha avatar, Vamana avatar. These are all Vilas pastimes, forms. They are all eternal and they are unlimited. We should not think that, oh, Shirodaksha Vishnu, only material world. So Shirodaksha Vishnu is a material form. No. Oh, Garbhodaksha Vishnu also enters into Karanadaksha Vishnu. So then that means Garbhodaksha Vishnu is also temporary. No. Shirodaksha Vishnu, Garbhodaksha Vishnu, they are eternal. Purely spiritual forms of Godhead. Even though they are creating the material world. Mahavishnu, completely spiritual form. So all these forms are eternal and unlimited. And they are all under the Parashakti. Now Parashakti has three divisions. There is a Chid Vikram, Tatastha Vikram, and Maya Vikram. Chid Vikram is the Parashakti in the internal potency form of Krishna. Spiritual potency is called Chid Shakti. And Maya Shakti or Achit Shakti is the external energy. You can call it Antaranga Shakti is Chid Shakti and Bahiranga Shakti is Maya Shakti. Okay? So the Parashakti, the Krishna's energy, Radharani, because Radha Purna Shakti, Krishna Purna Shakti Man. Dui Vastu, Bheda Nahi, Shastrara Praman. Please listen carefully, everyone. Radha Purna Shakti, Krishna Purna Shakti Man. Dui Vastu Bheda Nahi, Shastrara Praman. Kya praman hai? Radha Krishna Eka Atma Dui Deha Dhari Anyone Vilasarasa Asvadana Kori. Or Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikritir Ladini Shaktir Asmad Ekatmanam Api Bhuvi Pura Deha Bheda Vratham. See, so many proofs are there that Radha and Krishna are one. Radharani, source of all Shaktis, that is Parashakti. Three divisions of Parashakti. That are, the Shaktis are unlimited. Shaktis are unlimited. Parashakti Vividhaiva Shruyate. Unlimited potencies. Radharani Purna Shakti. But what are known to the Jiva are three main types, divisions of Parashakti. What are they? Chid Vikram, spiritual potency of Krishna. Tatastha Vikram, the marginal Jiva potency. And Maya Vikram, the illusory potency. External world. Material time. This Kal that we have, Kala Chakra, this is material time. In the spiritual world, there is no Kal. There is Chid Kal. Here there is Jadiya Kal. Or material time. What is Sambandha Tattva? Sambandha Tattva comprises of three types of relationships. A relationship between the Jiva and Bhagwan. A relationship between Bhagwan and the material nature. And relationship between Jiva and the material nature. When we say Sambandha Tattva, Sambandha Dhyan, it comprises of these three relationships. And we have to have complete understanding of these three tattvas. And that is called Sambandha Dhyan. To understand the relationship between Bhagwan and Jiv, Bhagwan and Jada Jagat, and Jiv and Jada Jagat. And one cannot become a true pure Vaishnava without Sambandha Dhyan. Then Lahiri Mahasaya said, very nice question, that also here we are going to start, right? This is where we start today's class. Hare Krishna. I think so. So now Lahiri Mahashaya asks, after hearing about Sambandha Tattva, that if Supreme Godhead is Bhagwan, then why the empirical philosophers don't give up their search for Brahman and take to devotion to Bhagwan? Good point. Sri Vaishnava Babaji Maharaj replies that they do. Narad Muni did, Shukdev Goswami did, the Chatush Kumaras did, Brahmaji did, Shivji did. All of them are bhaktas of Sri Hari. They are not running after Brahmajyoti. In fact, Shukdev Goswami and the Chatush Kumars, previously they were Brahmavadi, but then they became Bhagwan Bhakta. Now, Lahiri Mahashaya asks, if Bhagwan has a form, Vigraha, then how Bhagwan can be superior to Brahman that is all pervasive? Bhagwan is limited. He has a Vigraha, he has a Murti. So Bhagwan is limited, Brahmajyoti is unlimited. How you can say that this limited Krishna, who is limited by time and space, is superior to Brahmajyoti, which is unlimited? How can someone limited be the boss or be the source of something unlimited? Lahiri Mahashaya asks this philosophical question. So Shri Vaishnava Das Babaji Maharaj replies, Dekho, in the material world also, there is something called as Akash, sky. Akash is limitless or unlimited? It is limited or limitless? It is limitless, unlimited. So, but does it mean that the sky is greater than Bhagwan just because it is unlimited? So similarly with Brahmajyoti. Now, to answer your question, Lahiri Mahashaya, Sri Vaishnava Babaji Maharaj says, to answer your question, actually even Bhagwan is limitless. Don't think that just because he's appearing in a form, he is limited. No, he's unlimited. And the Brahmajyoti is non-different from him. It is part of Krishna, Brahmajyoti. It is Krishna's own effulgence, completely spiritual. We should not think that Brahmajyoti is something abominable. Hare Krishna. Not at all. That's an insult to Krishna. Brahmajyoti is our Krishna Chandra's effulgence. Just like the moonbeams are the effulgence of the moon. Our Krishna Chandra, his effulgence is Brahmajyoti. Now, Bhagwan is also limitless. His potencies are limitless. His Shakti is limitless. And he's manifesting this effulgence from his body, which is the Brahmajyoti. At the same time, he possesses his own form. Brahmajyoti does not have form. Krishna has pastimes. Brahmajyoti does not have pastimes, but it is the effulgence. So now you tell, isn't Bhagwan superior to Brahmajyoti? Because there is so much Leela, Karuna, there is a form that we can relate to, a form that talks to us, a form that embraces us, a form that has Leelas with us. Only Bhagwan. So then how Brahmajyoti can be superior? So therefore Bhagwan principle is a supreme principle, superior to Brahman. Babaji Maharaj says. Bhagwan personifies a wonderful, all-attractive personal quality, which is complemented by his omnipresence, omniscience, and omnipotence. Bhagwan manifests boundless compassion and is a source of paramount bliss to the absolute degree. Bhagwan manifests boundless compassion, Karuna. Hey Krishna, Karuna Sindhu. We don't say, hey Brahmajyoti, Karuna Sindhu. Because Brahmajyoti doesn't come to cut the neck of the crocodile and rescue Gajendra. Brahmajyoti doesn't come to become the sari of Draupadi Devi. Brahmajyoti doesn't come to eat the banana peels from Vidurani. Hare Krishna. Bhagwan does. Boundless compassion. Furthermore, is not such a clearly defined personality ideal? Would you prefer the Supreme Lord who possesses neither characteristics nor potencies and simply has an impersonal, omnipresent existence? Or will you prefer a Supreme Truth who is a person, who speaks to you, who makes demands from you? Today, let's play hide and seek. Today, let's eat fruits from this particular forest. Today, let's steal butter from this gopi's house. ऐसे भगवान चाहिए कि बस ऐसी एक ज्योति चाहिए जहां पे सिर्फ आनंद है, शांति है, लेकिन कोई रिलेशनशिप नहीं है, कोई लीला नहीं है, कोई करुणा नहीं है. So that is our choice. Those who are still attracted to Brahman, very good. They can become Brahman realized. They can become Brahmavadis. But devotees, they want Bhagwan. In truth, Brahman is the impersonal manifestation of Bhagwan. It's one of the manifestations of our Bhagwan. We should respect Brahma Jyoti. Bhagwan का ही एक अंग है. It is Bhagwan's own Divya Prakash, this Brahma Jyoti. Both the personal and the impersonal aspects of Bhagwan exist harmoniously and simultaneously. This is the Siddhanta. Is Krishna, is Supreme Absolute Truth person or impersonal? Both. His effulgence is Brahma Jyoti. It is impersonal. But coming from who? Coming from Krishna, who is a person. Yasya prabha prabhavata jagadanda. Both are there. The Absolute Truth has personal feature and impersonal features, both. And they exist harmoniously. ऐसा नहीं कि कोई युद्ध चल रहा है ब्रह्म ज्योति में और कृष्णा में. अरे why that Jaiva has become ब्रह्मवादी? Why not भक्त? इधर लाओ, कन्वर्ट करो, ब्रह्म ज्योति से नीचे गिराओ. ऐसा नहीं, कंपटीशन नहीं, कोई फाइटिंग नहीं. भगवान का ही फॉर्म है. बहुत सूक्ष्मता से we have to understand each and every word of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. क्या कह रहे हैं? मैं आई थिंक कॉपी पेस्ट किया हूं. I have just copy pasted from Jaiva Dharma, from the textbook, from the Shastra here. Both the personal and the impersonal aspect of Bhagwan exist harmoniously and simultaneously. Brahman is but a fractional manifestation of Bhagwan. That is the difference. Brahman is a partial manifestation of Bhagwan. So Brahman realization is a partial realization of the Absolute Truth. But philosophically myopic persons, means myopic means short-sighted. Philosophically short-sighted people are overwhelmed by this formless, impersonal, endless aspect of Absolute. तो वही रुक जाते हैं वो. ब्रह्मयुद्ध देखिए, their side, oh wow, limitless, formless, endless. Okay, बस यही चाहिए. But the bhakta goes further ahead. Hiranyapatra. Therefore, in Ishopanishad, Srila Vyasadeva is praying that please remove this effulgence and mukha. I want to see your face. But far-sighted persons demand the full vista and are not satisfied with anything less than the complete whole, the entirety of the Absolute Truth. But those who are really intelligent, they appreciate Brahma Jyoti, but they are not satisfied. They want more. यह है, आगे का हो रहा है. They want more. And they come to the Bhagwan feature, the far-sighted Vaishnavas. Vaishnavas are not impressed by impersonal concept because it is contrary to the eternal theistic principle and to the edicts of prema. We have seen this in the previous chapters, my dear friends. What is the problem with Brahma Jyoti? What is the problem with Brahman realization? There is no problem with Brahma Jyoti. हमारे भगवान का ही की कांति है. It is the effulgence of our Bhagwan. Brahma Jyoti is the effulgence of our Bhagwan. We respect. What is the issue? The issue is with Brahman realization, there is no exchange of prem, there is no rasa. What rasa you want to have with Brahma Jyoti? But with Bhagwan, you can have dasyata, you can have sakhya ras, you can have vatsalya ras, you can have madhurya ras. You cannot have these rasas of relationship with the Brahma Jyoti. Therefore, it is against the principle of prem. कैसे प्रेम तभी होता है when there is a relationship, and you cannot have a relationship with Brahma Jyoti. To have a relationship, you have to have bhed, achintya bhed, abhed. Abhed is there, that we are mama amsha jiva loka jihogadana sanatana. We are Krishna's part and parcel. That is the abhed. But a bhakta maintains that bhed so that there is service. There is exchange of rasa. There is a relationship. अगर ब्रह्म ज्योति में लीन होगा तो फिर what is the relationship? What is the rasa? है ना? So therefore, Jiva, who has taken to the path of Vaishnavism, wants to maintain the separate existence so that prem can flow. Because prem can flow between two entities. We saw that in the second chapter of Jaiva Dharma, I think. Bhagwan Shri Krishna is the source and shelter of both personal and impersonal concepts. Both are from Krishna. Brahma Jyoti also. And he is there as Bhagwan also. Lahiri Mahashaya asks, अरे but Shri Krishna तो उनका जन्माष्टमी होती है, वो जन्म लिए, he took birth, he grew up, there is Kaumar Leela, there is Pauganda Leela, there is Kaishora Leela, kya? It's growing. And it is also said that Jara, hunter, Vyad, he shot the arrow in the lotus foot of Krishna when he was approximately 125 years old. And then Krishna died. So how can Krishna's form be eternal? Eternal means ekdam nirvikar. There is no change, it is changeless, eternal. So he is taking birth, he is growing, and he is getting injured and he is dying. How Krishna's form can be eternal? Lahiri Mahashaya asks. Shri Vaishnava Das Babaji Maharaj replies, Dekho, Shri Krishna's body is Satchidananda. Ishvara Parama Krishna, Satchidananda Vigraha. Krishna's body is real, Sat, eternal. Krishna's body is Chit. It's fully cognizant. There is no ignorance. There is no darkness in Krishna. Krishna knows everything. Krishna never gets confused. Indecisiveness, confusion is a sign of a conditioned soul. You'll never see Krishna getting confused. Kahin bhi dekho. Uddhav asking questions, never confused. Arjun asking questions, never confused. ऐसा नहीं कि सोचने दो, let me open some reference book, let me ask my guru and come. No. Krishna is Chit. Chit means fully cognizant. He knows everything. And Ananda is completely blissful. Shri Srimad Radha Govinda Swami Maharaj in his Harikatha says, just like the sun does not know darkness, our Krishna does not know sorrow. Because he is Ananda Vigraha. Ananda Vigraha. Satchit Ananda Vigraha. Ananda Leela Maya Vigraha. Ananda Leela Maya Vigrahaya. Hema Vadivya Chavi Sundaraya. Tasmai Mahaprema Rasa Pradaya. Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste. Ananda Leela Maya Vigraha. Anand Bhari Leela karta hai Bhagwan. Absolutely blissful. Without connection to mundane energy. Krishna has nothing to do with this material world, because this material energy means Janma Mutyu Jara Vyadhi. 3 modes of material nature, goodness, passion, ignore. Bhagwan mein koi ignorance nahi hai, Bhagwan mein koi mundane passion nahi hai, and Bhagwan mein koi mundane goodness nahi hai. No connection with mundane energy. Name karmane limpanti, name karma phalas priya. Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Bhagwan kya? जो भगवान की भक्ति करते हैं, those who are devotees of Krishna, they become gunatit. माम चयो व्यभिचारेण भक्ति योगेन सेवते सगुणान समतीतयतान ब्रह्म भूयाय कल्पते. Anybody who takes sharan of Krishna is able to cross over Maya and the modes of material nature. Daivi esha gunamai mama Maya. Gunamai mama Maya. Maya कैसी है? त्रिगुणमयी है. सत्व रज तम बांध के रखती है. दैवी है, बहुत पावरफुल है, डिवाइन. दैवी ही ऐसा गुणमयी मम माया, लेकिन मेरी है मम माया. दुरत्तया, वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू क्रॉस ओवर. ओनली वन वे. एव मीन्स ओनली. माम एव य प्रपद्यन्ते मायामेतं तरद्यते. देखो, which means this mundane energy is under Krishna. Mayadhyakshana prakriti suyate sacharacharam. Krishna has no connection with mundane energy. Mundane energy is a servant of Krishna. Ekela Ishvara Krishna Arasara Bhritta. Jai Jai se nachaye taise kare nritya. Krishna's form does not experience material birth. Srila Vaishnava Das Babaji Maharaj is telling Lahiri Mahashaya, don't think Krishna takes material birth in some hospital, normal delivery, C-section. No. Don't think Krishna dies like an ordinary person. Cause of death, hemorrhage, shock, hypotension, heart attack, cancer, stroke, accident. No. Krishna's form does not take material birth, does not have material activities, does not have material death. Krishna's form. There's no connection to mundane energy. All these changes, vikar, take place in the material realm. Krishna is beyond the material world. Does not take place in Krishna, all these things. Therefore, we say Satchidananda Vigraha. Krishna's form is Satchidananda Vigraha. लीला के लिए जहां पर ब्लीडिंग होना चाहिए, भीष्म देव शूटिंग एरो, ब्लीडिंग होना चाहिए, तो भगवान अपने भक्त से आदान प्रदान करने के लिए लीला के रस में, इट्स अ सच्चिदानंद बॉडी, डिजायर फुलफिलिंग बॉडी. कृष्णा डिजायर्स के भी खून निकलना चाहिए, रक्त का प्रवाह होना चाहिए, तो ब्लड निकल रहा है. देखो, असिस्टिंग द्रौपदी देवी इन द किचन. नो द्रौपदी देवी, यू आर कुकिंग, हम सब द्वारका से आके बैठे, आई विल असिस्ट यू. So Krishna goes assist Draupadi in the kitchen. Surdas ji writes, finger gets cut with a knife. Bleeding is there. Kya hai ye? And Draupadi Devi is ripping her expensive sari and making a tourniquet to stop the bleeding from Krishna's feet. Krishna says, today you gave me little sari. Someday when you need, I will give you unlimited sari. Surdas ji has written. Surdas ji is a very, very great Vaishnava. Surdas ji has written. He is a disciple of Shripad Vallabhacharya in the Vishnu Swami Sampradaya. So what is this blood coming from Krishna's finger? Mahabharata has descriptions of Krishna's body bleeding when Bhishma Deva was shooting arrows. How can a Satchidananda Vigraha bleed? Because bleeding hone ke liye the bone marrow has to produce blood. The heart has to pump that blood. The arteries and veins have to transport that blood all across the body. And when there is a breach in the body because of some injury, there is bleeding. Because some blood vessels are cut, ruptured. That is bleeding. That is the physiology of bleeding. So how Krishna can bleed? Does the Krishna has bones and bone marrow that produces blood to supply oxygen to Krishna's body? न तद् भास्यते सूर्यो न शशांको न पावक यद् गत्वा न निवर्तते तद् धाम परमम्. कृष्णा के एबोर्ड में ऐसा कोई ऑक्सीजन, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड, सन, मून, फायर, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी नहीं है, ऐसा नहीं. It is Satchidananda Dham. So Krishna's body is not like that. But for Leela, Narvat Leela, human-like pastimes are being displayed. Bhishma Devi is shooting the arrow, and Krishna in the Leela wants to produce now blood to taste virya ras. So blood aa gaya. That is Krishna's body. Angani asa sakalendriya vrittimanti. Anything he can do with any part of his body. So this is the tattva. This is the meaning of janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tattvata tyaktva deham punarjanmana iti mameti swarjana. This is what we have to understand about Krishna. Krishna is not mundane person. Lahiri Mahashaya asks, why then are there contrary descriptions in Mahabharata and other scriptures? Why Mahabharata is saying? Bhagavatam में तो शुकदेव गोस्वामी जैसा एकदम उसको भगा देता है. Where in a passing way he just describes the disappearance Leela of Krishna. Even in the 11th canto it is not. Maushal Leela is not described in detail. But Mahabharata, which is meant for less intelligent people, Srimad Bhagavatam is meant for Paramhamsa. Srimad Bhagavatam, Pramanam Amalam, Tad Vaishnavanam Priyam. It is a Paramhamsa Samhita, Srimad Bhagavatam. But Mahabharata has got a lot of Dharma, Niti, etc. So therefore Mahabharata is meant for less intelligent people. Bhagwan Vyasadeva was not satisfied after writing Mahabharata. He was not satisfied until he wrote the Srimad Bhagavatam. And in Mahabharata, there is description of, I have read it, Krishna being hit by the arrow of the hunter, and then Krishna leaving the body, and Krishna leaving behind a material body, and Arjun coming there and doing Antyeshti Kriya of Krishna's dead body. Hare Krishna. Mahabharata में ऐसा वर्णन है. तो लाहिर महाशय तो बहुत शास्त्र को पढ़े हैं. So his question, you are saying that body is divine, transcendental, then why there are contrary descriptions? आप जो कह रहे हैं उसका उल्टा description है महाभारत में. आपने दिया है अंत्येष्टि क्रिया की अर्जुन ने कृष्ण के डेड बॉडी को, ऐसा Srila Vaishnav Das Babaji Maharaj says, the transcendental absolute truth is beyond words and descriptions. All these literatures are written in the Sanskrit language, Bengali language, English language. Language has limitations, whereas the spiritual world is unlimited. Spiritual qualities are unlimited. Tadvag visargo janataga viplavo yasmin pratishlokam abhaddavatapi namani anantasya yashonkitani shrunvanti gayanti grinanti sadhava. Krishna's glories are ananta. Hari ananta, Hari katha ananta. There is no power in any language, including Sanskrit, because language is material, na? Ultimately. There is no power in any language to fully describe the glory of Krishna, who is unlimited. So transcendental absolute truth is beyond words and descriptions. That is the meaning. The advanced self-realized souls, now listen carefully, my dear friends. Question kya hai? Why in Mahabharata such descriptions are there that Krishna died? The advanced self-realized souls behold the form of Shri Krishna and Krishna's pastimes on the screen of their pure consciousness. Premanjana churita bhakti vilochanen. Santah sadaiva hridayeshu vilokayanti. Yam shama sundaram achintya gunaswarupam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. They see the pastimes, they see Krishna on the screen of pure consciousness. Premanjana churita bhakti vilokanen. Bhakti vilokanen, with their bhakti my eyes, devotional eyes, and those eyes are also anointed with the ointment of prema. Prema anjana. जो काजल लगाते हैं ना, उसको अंजन कहते हैं. The service of Shri Indulekha Sakhi, one of the Ashtasakhis, is to supply that anjan. And many times in the forest, when Krishna meets with Srimati Radharani, when Krishna plays his flute, Shri Radha comes running for Krishna. Karshana Venu Swanayar Gopir Gopinatha Shri Asti. When Gopinath plays his flute, he akarsha, he attracts Radharani with his flute. Shriman Rasa Rasarambhi Vamshi Vata Tata Sthita Karshana Venu Swanayara Gopinatha Shri Asti. When Krishna plays the flute, sometimes Radharani is in the middle of being decorated by the manjaris. But when she hears Krishna's flute, she says, "Hey Rupa Manjari, let me go, let me go, let me go." And she goes running to Krishna. And when they meet, Krishna notices, "Hey Radhe, you forgot to put kajal on your eyes." And immediately, Indulekha Sakhi, she brings anjan, black. That stone is still there in the Ashtasakhi Mandir in Vrindavan. Indulekha Sakhi. So Krishna takes kajal and applies to Radharani. Anjan. Hare Krishna. That forest was called Anjan 1, where this pastime took place. Premanjana. With the ointment of love, with bhakti filled eyes. Bhakti vilochanena. Santa sadaiva hridayeshu vilokayanti. They always having darshan of Krishna in their heart. And how is Krishna's form? Yam shama sundaram achintya guna swarupam. Kaisa swarup hai Bhagwan ka? Achintya swarup hai. Adbhut guno ka swarup hai. But advanced devotee can see that. Santa sadaiva. Only Santa Mahanta can see. Not ordinary people. The saintly devotees can see. Screen of pure consciousness. But when this transcendental perception is expressed in words, it automatically degenerates into mundane historical facts. Abhi dekho, Krishna is operating on the spiritual platform. Krishna's Leela is happening under the influence of Yoga Maya. Bhagwan api taratri, Sharad Pulla Mallik Aviksharantu Manat Chakre, Yoga Maya Upashrita. Naham Prakash Sarvasya, Yoga Maya Sama. Krishna is covered by Yoga Maya. Krishna's pastimes are happening Yoga Maya Upashrita, under the ashraya of Yoga Maya, which is Krishna's internal potency, Chit Shakti. Okay. But that spiritual, transcendental form of Krishna, pastimes of Krishna, Krishna Nam, Krishna Leela, Krishna Gun, Krishna Swarup, now we have to describe in a mundane language called Sanskrit, called Bengali, called English, called Hindi. और भाषा में सामर्थ्य नहीं है to describe something that is spiritual, because bhasha is material. It's a mundane knowledge. It's a material knowledge. So that's what Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, that the advanced self-realized devotees are seeing Krishna in their pure consciousness. Transcendental perception ho raha hai. But when this transcendental perception has to be expressed, Vyasdev is seeing it as it is spiritually. But to express, he has to take help of a mundane language. When it is expressed in words, it automatically degenerates into mundane historical facts. For whom? For those in the grips of mundane consciousness. देवानंद पंडित श्रीमद् भागवतम पढ़ रहे हैं एकदम एकेडमिकली, उनके विद्यार्थी लोग सुन रहे हैं एकदम एकेडमिकली, हमारे श्रीवास ठाकुर आके बैठते हैं, वही भागवतम का श्रवण कर रहे हैं वो, जो अन्य विद्यार्थी श्रवण कर रहे हैं, उनमें कोई परिवर्तन नहीं हुआ. और श्रीवास ठाकुर अष्टधात्विक विकार देखो, Srivas Thakur came to the school of Devananda Pandit. Devananda Pandit is reciting Srimad Bhagavatam, teaching Srimad Bhagavatam, explaining Srimad Bhagavatam in a mundane way. And his students are hearing on the mundane platform. Nobody is manifesting symptoms of ecstasy. Srivas Thakur comes, that same Harikatha he is hearing from Srimad Bhagavatam. But he is completely transformed. He starts trembling, tears start flowing from his eyes, he is experiencing ecstasy. Why? Because advanced self-realized souls behold the form of Krishna and his pastimes on the screen of pure consciousness. But those who are in the grip of mundane consciousness, they will take it as mundane historical fact. Those readers who are able to extract the transcendental essence, Krishna is bhavagrahi and devotees are saragrahi. Saragrahi. Bhavagrahi Janardhan, saragrahi Vaishnava. Those readers who are able to extract the transcendental essence, sar, from scriptures, like the Mahabharata, will perceive Shri Krishna's pastime as spiritual. They know that our acharyas have commented on this Moshe Leela. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Srila Jaiva Goswami, Srila Sridhar Swami, they have all commented. And it is there in the 11th canto purports, their commentary. Extensive commentary is there on Krishna's disappearance Leela. Even though as devotees we don't like to talk about it. They have commented. Reasons why Krishna left behind a material body for Arjuna to cremate. Why? Because there were so many people who did not believe that Krishna is Bhagwan. There are so many people who believed that Krishna is mundane, ordinary person. तो उनको confirmation देने के लिए ये तमाम प्रपंचन ताम सदा भजाम में हम. You think I am mundane? Okay, I will appear to you as mundane. In the Rangabhumi of Mathura, when Krishna Balram came to fight with Kansa and Chanor Mushtik and Kuvalaya Pida, the audience, the spectators who had come in the Rangabhumi, when they were looking at Krishna, Bhagavatam describes, Shukdev Goswami describes, different people saw him as different. The wrestlers saw him as Kal. The ladies of Mathura saw him as Kamadev. Different people. The elderly people who had Vatsalya Bhava for Krishna, they saw Krishna Balram as the sweetest, most delicate young boys with delicate limbs being crushed by Chanor and Mushtik. So different people perceive Krishna differently based on their consciousness. Why? Because Krishna appears to them like that. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam sathaiva bhajamye. Oh, you have love for me like a parent, then I will appear to you like a child. Oh, you have love for me like a conjugal lover, I will appear to you as Kamadev. Most wonderful lover. Vrajangana Sunayakam. Vrajangana means the young gopis of Vrindavan. He is a Sunayak, the best hero for them. They want to serve Krishna and they want to please Krishna. Samsiddhir Haritoshanam. Sada Sukha Pradayakam. Dekho. Vrajangana Sunayakam Sada Sukha Pradayakam. He is giving them Sukh. Sukh Pradan karte hai. Ye thamam prapadyante tam sathaiva bhajamye. So those who have mundane concepts of Krishna, to them Krishna will appear as mundane. Those readers who are able to extract transcendental essence from scriptures like the Mahabharata will perceive Shri Krishna's pastime as spiritual, like Chakravarti Pad, Like Shripad Madhvacharya. Kya commentary likhi hai Shripad Madhvacharya ne on Mahabharata. Superb commentary. Complete pure devotional commentary by Shripad Madhvacharya. However, people of gross intelligence will view them as mundane. Lahiri Mahashaya asks, when meditating upon Krishna's form, I get a feeling in my heart as if I were bound by time and space. Is there any method of meditation upon the Lord that can overcome this feeling? Why should there be space and time limitation when I'm meditating on Krishna? Krishna is Ananta, is unlimited. So is there a way where I can overcome this feeling of restriction of time and space? कि 2 घंटे जब हम हरे कृष्ण करते हैं तब भगवान में मन लगता है. बाकी 22 hours we are in mundane consciousness. Is there something I can get over this? Shri Vaishnava Babaji Maharaj says, meditation is an activity of the mind. Now see, mind is being analyzed. Please pay attention. Sadhak means one who learns to control the mind. Chanchalahi mana Krishna, pramadi balavadrinam. Arjun says, very difficult to control this mind. But Krishna says, abhyasena tu kaunte vairagyana cha griyate. It is possible to control. Sadhak means mind control. Now, mind is being described, so please pay attention. Meditation is an activity of the mind. As long as the mind is not on the pure spiritual plane, meditation cannot touch the divine. If the mind is involved in mundane activities, अभी रेस्टोरेंट में खाना खा के आ रहे हैं, अभी हमने मूवी देखी है, अभी न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ा, तो कैसे भगवान में मति लगेगी? कैसे? Senses are not controlled. Adanta gobhir. तो हाउ कृष्ण में कैसे मति लगी? मतिर्न कृष्णे परता स्वतो वा मिथो विपदयेत गृह प्रतानाम अदांत गोभीर विशिताम तमिश्रम पुनः पुनश्चरवित चरवनानाम. नहीं possible. So Shri Vaishnava Babaji Maharaj is saying that meditation happens through the mind. You are talking about thinking of Krishna, man mana. As long as the mind is on the spiritual plane, we can think of Krishna. And as long as the mind is on the mundane plane, we cannot touch the divine. We cannot think of Krishna. There cannot be transcendental meditation. However, when the consciousness is imbued with bhakti, when we engage in bhakti, gradually the mind becomes spiritualized. Cheto darpana marjanam, Shri Krishna sankirtanam. At which point meditation becomes transcendental. When the mind becomes spiritualized, when the mind becomes our friend, now it is vairi. But when the mind becomes friend, now it is enemy because it's uncontrolled. But when through bhakti, through Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, by doing all these things, when the mind becomes controlled, then the mind becomes spiritualized because now the mind is being used in Krishna's service, thinking of Krishna, thinking of how to serve Krishna. Mind becomes spiritualized. And then with such a purified, spiritualized mind, our meditation becomes transcendental. Otherwise, the meditation cannot touch the divine. Vaishnavas who relish the bliss of serving Krishna, Krishna Seva, and they relish chanting Harinam cannot be influenced by the material energy. I repeat, Vaishnavas who are engaged in chanting Harinam, who are engaged in serving Krishna, means Archanam, even preaching is a service for Krishna. Because Krishna says, please discuss Bhagavad Gita, the science of Bhagavad Gita with the devotees. So all of you who are giving lectures on Bhagavad Gita among devotees, those who want to hear, when you are sharing the message of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, no one is more dear to me than that person. We become dear to Krishna. And then material energy cannot touch us. These Vaishnavas attain the supra-mundane state and are transported to the spiritual realm where they meditate upon the daily activities of Lord Krishna, Ashtakali Leela, and enjoy rendering intimate service to him in meditation. Sadha Vraje Radha Krishna Bhajive, Mahaprabhu told Raghunath Das Goswami. So we have to make the mind spiritualized. How? Through practice of bhakti. Then our meditation will be spiritual and then we will be able to do Manasi Puja, Smaranam of Krishna. You all have to get to that platform where we can do Smaranam of Krishna. Lahiri Mahashaya, please be merciful and give me a taste of that transcendental experience. Dekho, Purushottam month is starting from tomorrow in America and it has just started in India. We can make a vrat, this Purushottam, that among other things that we are going to do, more chanting, sleeping on the floor, observing celibacy, brahmacharya, reducing our eating a little bit. If we are eating 3 meals in a day, we'll go to 2 meals in a day. Chanting extra rounds, bowing down to Tulsi every day, watering Tulsi every day, circumambulating Tulsi every day, worshipping the deity, drinking Charanamrut, offering obeisances to Krishna, offering ghee lamp to Krishna, not criticizing anybody, being truthful, being simple. When we are doing all this, we can add one little thing for the Purushottam Adhikmas. Just for 5 minutes, we will sit and with our eyes closed, back straight, we will do meditation on Radha and Krishna. Based on what we have heard, what we have read about Radha and Krishna, based on any Ashtakam, we will just think of Radha and Krishna. Simple meditation can be Kalindira Kule Keli, Kadambera Vana, Ratana Bediro par Posabo Duijana, Shamagauri Ange Divo Chandanera Gandha, Chamara Dula Buka Beheri Mukacha, Gathia Malatir Mala Divo Dohargale, Adhare Tulia Divo Karpura Tambole, Lalita Vishaka Sakhi, Lalita Vishaka Adi Jata Sakhi Gand, Agya Koribo Seva Charanavan. This can be a meditation. Just sitting 5 minutes, meditating on Radha. Divyad Vrindar Kalpadruma, Srimad Ratna, Agarasimha, Sanastho, Srimad Radha, Srila Govinda Devo, Prishthali Sevyamano Smarani. All these beautiful verses from our Shastra, when we understand their meaning and we read them, then they create different paintings in the heart. They're windows to the spiritual world. And just meditating on Radha and Krishna based on these descriptions. This is called meditation. This is called Smaranam. Remembering Krishna. This is very important. Smartavya Sajatam Vishnu. Vismartavya no jatuji. We should never forget Krishna. We should always remember Krishna. Remembrance, Smaranam is of different types. We should try to do active Smaranam. That can be one vrat that we do. Just 5 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes. Every day we just sit and with our mind, we will meditate on Radha and Krishna or Gaur Nitai. And in our mind, we will go there and render some service. Like Shama Gauri Ange Dipo Chandaya Gandha. You can just imagine that I'm sitting on a rock with a stick of sandalwood and I'm making sandalwood paste for Radha and Krishna. All the manjaris are there and I'm assisting, just making sandalwood paste, nice fresh sandalwood paste. Then I'll give it to my Guru Maharaj, who is in his Manjari Swarup. Like that we can meditate. Just 4 or 5 minutes every day. It's a very powerful limb of bhakti. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam. This Smaranam has to be done. Actively remembering Krishna. Bhagwan ko yaad karna. Please be merciful and give me taste of that transcendental experience. Lahiri Mahasaya says. Vaishnava Dwajmana says, first you must drive away all mental speculation and materialistic conceptions. Because he came from a very philosophical, materialistic background where he was classical musician, wanting fame, appreciation. Give up mental speculation. Give up materialistic conceptions. Mental speculation means Jnana Kand. Materialistic conception, Karma Kand. Give up. Jnana Karma Adi Anavratam. Then when you begin to chant Harinam and start chanting, Taramadhe Sarvashresh Nam Sankirtan. Start chanting. Yajnanam Japa Yajnasmi. Japa Karo, Japa Karo. It's the best yajna. Please do Japa. You begin to chant Harinam, what will happen? Very soon spiritual perception will awaken in your heart. Harinam does everything. All the 9 limbs of bhakti are there in chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Eka Krishna Nama Kare, Sarva Papa Kshay, Navavida Bhakti Purna Nama Haite Hai. Navavida Bhakti Purna Nama Haite Hai. Just by chanting Nam, we are performing Navavida Bhakti. So chant Harinam incessantly, constantly. Kirtane Sadahari. What will happen? Then spiritual vision will awaken in the heart. The more you engage in debates and arguments, the more the mind will be entangled in gross profanities. Another vrat for Purushottam Adhikmas. That we will not get into mundane arguments, debates, criticism, Vaishnava Ninda. No. However, if greater endeavor is made to increase the taste for chanting, let me chant more instead of doing these things. Then what happens? Material inebriety will decrease. Material intoxication will decrease. and transcendence will enter the heart. This is what we want. Divya Jnana Hridaya Prakashi. Lahiri Maharaj says, kindly describe the spiritual experience in detail. This is my earnest desire. Shri Vaishnava Babaji Maharaj. If the mind is unable to experience spiritual consciousness through words and discussion, it shies away in doubt. See, if we are not able to experience some spiritual bliss, then what happens? The mind shies away in doubt. Does the process really work? Does chanting Hare Krishna work? This person is chanting Hare Krishna for so many years, still she is behaving so bad. Just like a mundaner. That means Krishna consciousness doesn't work at all. There is no difference between devotees and non-devotees. All these doubts start coming. When we don't experience spiritual consciousness, we are not experiencing any taste in bhakti. But if someone is getting taste in bhakti, then this doubt will never come because the experience. Uma kahu main anubhav apna, sat hari bhajan jagat sab sapna. Anubhav. That sat hari bhajan. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur also says, I have examined everything in the 14 planetary systems. There is nothing to be had except Harinam. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says like that. So spiritual platform can be attained only by sincere application of the transcendental process, the culture of Chidananda, spiritual bliss. Now, please try to understand. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur Mahasaya is saying that if we don't get some spiritual taste in our bhajan, then the mind will start creating doubts. Does the process really work? Do we really have to chant all the 16 rounds in one position? It's not working anyway. Let me chant my rounds while driving. Why should I wake up early? Let me keep sleeping. I'll finish my rounds in the car. These thoughts come when we are not getting spiritual taste. So how do you get spiritual taste? Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, only by sincere application of the transcendental process. The process that Srila Prabhupada gave us is transcendental. Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Tulsi Mala, how to chant, Panchatattva Mantra. It is transcendental. But we have to apply it sincerely. Sincerity chahiye. We 16 rounds kar rahe to kaise bhi karo. Or someone can wake up in the morning and chant the 16 rounds attentively. See how the sincerity makes a difference. Hearing. And when we constantly keep the lecture going, here is going on. But then we become so immune to the sound of the lecture that we are not really grasping what is being told. Whole lecture gets over, we have not caught any point. Better we sit in one place and hear for 15-20 minutes, but with a pen and paper, attentively hearing. We can pause if we want to take a note, then again start. Attentively hearing. That way we'll get more in less time. Otherwise, whole day the satsang is going, playing on the phone, but we are not really absorbing anything. That is not sincere. Sincerity. We have to do the limbs of bhakti, whether it is Shravanam, Kirtanam, sincerely, Archanam, sincerely. Bhagwan ko bhog chadana, sincerely. That sincerity is very important. Curb all argumentation and chant Hare Naam constantly for a few days. Then you will find that all doubts have been dissipated and all questions have ceased by the power of the mantra. All doubts are cleared, all questions are answered, all doubts are gone by the power of the holy name. This is a fact. Harinam has such power. Hare Krishna mantra is so powerful. Just by chanting Hare Krishna mantra, all the questions are answered, all the doubts are gone. Because Hare Krishna Mahamantra is not different from Radha and Krishna. And Tesham evanukampartham aham ajnana jamtam. Aham ajnana jamtam. I myself come. Nashyami atma bhavasto jnana deepena bharat. Bhasvat. I will remove the darkness. So if we are taking shelter of holy name, Hare Krishna Mahamantra is Radha and Krishna. So therefore Krishna will illuminate our heart and remove all the doubts. So then Lahiri Maharaj says, I have now understood that if one develops faith in Shri Krishna and tastes the nectar of Harinam, one attains the supreme destination. I will thoroughly learn about Sambandha Jnana and take full shelter of Harinam. I will understand the Sambandha Jnana that we discussed, the 3 types of relationships, and I will take shelter of Harinam. Babaji Maharaj says, wonderful. Study Sambandha Jnana properly, what was discussed previously. I think we'll stop here because we're already late, but we'll continue, Krishna willing, next Monday in India, Tuesday morning. So I'll stop here. Now Abhideya and Prayojan is going to be described by by Sri Vaishnadas Babaji Maharaj to Lahiri Mahasaya. So that the conclusion today is that we have to really take shelter of the holy name, Harinam. Take shelter of Harinam and understand Sambandha Jnana. What is the relationship between the Jiva and Jagdish? Jiva Swarup hai, Krishna Nityadas. We are servants of Krishna. What is the relationship of Krishna, Bhagwan, with the material world? Mayadhyakshana Prakriti Surya Characharam. This whole material world is under the control of Krishna. And what is the relationship between the Jiva and the Jada Jagat? Relationship between the Jiva and the material world? There is no relationship. There is no relationship. We have nothing to do with this material world. We are spiritual by nature. Jiva Swarupa Krishna Nityadas. We are spiritual. So we have to take shelter of Krishna. Mahatmanastvam Partha Daivi Prakriti. Not this Bhautik Prakriti. Daivi Prakriti Ashrita. Bhajantananya Manaso Nyata Bhadatim Abhay. Should go to Krishna by taking shelter of Daivi Prakriti. We have nothing to do with this. Bhumi Rapor Nalo Vayur Kham Mano Buddhi Ahankar Ityame Bhinna Prakriti Ashtata. This Bhinna Prakriti Ashtata we have nothing to do. Mamevaya Prapadante Maya Metam Tarantite. So we have no relationship with this material world whatsoever. Our only relationship is with Krishna. Suridam Sarvabhutana. So the Sambandha Jnana we have to understand, meditate upon, and we have to do a lot of Nam Bhajan. That is a message that Sri Vaishnava Babaji Maharaj gave. Now further discussions we'll see, Krishna willing, next week. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur Mahasaya ki jai, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. So, any questions? Yes, Kamala Gopika Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Danvat Pranam. Very nice, wonderful class, Prabhuji. So much information. So I have a little bit confusion. Prabhuji, you said that should this Gyan Karma and Karma with a Bhakti, na? So what about the Ashtanga Yoga, where it comes?
Ashtanga Yoga comes in Karma Vidya, Vaishnava Dharma. कर्म विद्या, क्योंकि अष्टांग योग में हमें सिद्धियां प्राप्त होती है. वो जो आसन, अलग अलग योगासन से ध्यान करने से सिद्धि प्राप्त होती है. एंड दो सिद्धीज आर मटेरियल परफेक्शंस. सिद्धि का अर्थ क्या है अंग्रेजी में? मटेरियल परफेक्शन, सिद्धि, सम परफेक्शन. एंड दोस परफेक्शन से फिर जादू टोना होता है, लोग आकर्षित होते हैं. वी अट्रैक्ट पीपल, वी कलेक्ट अ फैन फॉलोइंग. We do this, we different things, we do magical shows. Matlab, not pieces sarkar type magical show. Different gurus, they read people's mind, they can control people, they can do so many things. Prapti siddhi, they can obtain gold coin, give, or ashes, they can give. People become impressed and they start worshipping them as God. एंड फिर क्या होता है, उनको बहुत सारा डोनेशन मिलता है और फिर भोग ऐश्वर्य. सो इट बिकम्स द पाथ ऑफ कर्म विद वैष्णव धर्म, मंडेन सेंस ग्रेटिफिकेशन. इज इट ओके माता जी?
यस प्रभु. पर योगा लैडर के अंदर हम देखते हैं तो पहले कर्म, ज्ञान एंड देन अष्टांग योगा ऐसे आता है ना, यू स्टेप बाय स्टेप.
Correct. So that is there if one is sincerely worshipping the Paramatma, like Dhruv Maharaj. Dhruv Maharaj भी अष्टांग योग कर रहे थे, लेकिन उनका ध्येय बहुत क्लियर था कि परमात्मा की प्राप्ति करनी. So इसीलिए Dhruv Maharaj is considered to be in Shantaras, Shantarati. That Paramatma within manifested outside as Bhagwan and blessed him. तो नव योगेंद्र, ध्रुव महाराज, ये सब शांतरति में है. सो ध्रुव महाराज की बात अलग है, बिकॉज वो अच्छे से अष्टांग योग का ये कर रहे थे और वो सिद्धियों के परे चले गए थे. वो गुरु कृपा से, क्योंकि वैष्णव गुरु थे ना उनके, इस गुरुदेव वो श्रीपद नारद मुनि, और स्थान का प्रभाव, भजन कर रहे थे यमुना जी के तट पे वृंदावन में. सो ही वॉज ऑन द पाथ ऑफ शुद्ध वैष्णव धर्म, इवन दो ही बिगैन एज कर्म विद्ध वैष्णव धर्म, बिकॉज उन्हें स्थानाभिलाषी, उन्हें अभिलाषा थी कि मैं बहुत अच्छा राज्य मुझे प्राप्त हो, But then, by the touch of Krishna, he became completely purified. By the mercy of his Gurudev Shripad Narad Muni, by the mercy of Dham, by the mercy of Yamunara, became purified. And he was practicing. So that is a pure bhakti platform that Dhruv Maharaj did. इसीलिए योगा लैडर में अष्टांग योग जो बताया है उसमें परमात्मा पे ध्यान, meditating on Krishna in the form of Paramatma. So therefore it is higher than meditating on Brahma Jyoti. Is that okay, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, you're welcome. Sukha Mataji, last question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dhanvar Pranams. Thank you for the nectarian class, Prabhu. Prabhuji, if not a problem, can you please explain that how the sky is unlimited, that argument which tries to defeat, tries to prove that the personal form of the Lord is greater than the...
Yes.
Thank you.
So now listen carefully. So on this Earth planet, in our experience, there is the earth and there is a sky. The earth is limited. The sky is unlimited. Earth has certain dimensions, but the sky doesn't have any dimensions. Sky is unlimited. Does it mean that the sky is superior to the earth? Can we live in the sky? Can we stay in the sky? Does the sky give us fruits? Does the sky give us flowers? Does the sky give us mountains? Does the sky give us sweet water rivers and lakes, flora, fauna? Can our house be fixed in the sky? No. Sky is unlimited. So the point was that just because something is unlimited doesn't mean that it is greater than something that appears to be limited. Bhagwan may appear as one person. Krishna is a 7-year-old boy standing under Govardhan, lifting Govardhan. It may appear like, oh, he is limited. He's just one little boy. And Brahma Jyoti is unlimited. But that is not a sound argument to say that Brahma Jyoti is greater than Krishna. But Brahma Jyoti is the effulgence from Krishna's divine body. And Brahma Jyoti is dependent on Krishna. And then the point was, just like the sky is impersonal, but the earth is personal. So earth is better, right? Because with earth we can stay, we can have a dwelling, we can do agriculture on earth, we can eat. Everything we have is coming from earth. So like that. That example is given. Similarly, Brahma Jyoti may be unlimited, but ultimately Bhagwan form is superior, because with Bhagwan we can have relationship. With Bhagwan we can have service. We can have Leela. With Brahma Jyoti there cannot be any Leela. There is no 10th canto of the Brahma Jyoti. There is 10th canto of Krishna Leela. So like that. That was the example given. That just because something is impersonal, all-pervading, limitless, unlimited, doesn't make it greater than someone that has a form like earth. Does that make sense, Sukha Mataji?
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't able to unmute myself, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. So you're saying that just because the Brahman is undifferentiated does not make it superior, but the personal form of the Lord is differentiated, and we can have different rasas with him. In that sense, he's superior, like that, Prabhu.
Yes, yes. Because it is personal.
Mm-hmm. But how would how would we explain this, like say to a Mayavad who thinks that they come from the idea that the Lord just takes a form to just please some of his devotees, so actually he is in
so one scriptural praman for this statement, that Brahma Jyoti takes the form of Krishna. दिखाओ किधर है? एक शास्त्र में वाक्य दिखाओ ऐसा. Show us one scriptural reference where it is said that Brahma Jyoti takes the form of Krishna or Brahma Jyoti takes the form of Ram. कहीं भी नहीं है. There is no such mention. But Krishna says, Brahmano hi pratishtha. Yasya prabha prabhavato jagadan. That Brahma Samhita says that the Brahma Jyoti is coming from Krishna. But the reverse is not mentioned anywhere, that Krishna comes from Brahma Jyoti. That is a complete speculation of these speculators. That's why Prabhupada calls them mental speculators. But they speculate karte hain. Armchair philosophers. Tell them to prove it based on Shastra. ठीक है मुझे?
No, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Sorry, I was very tired today. Today is the last day of my week and I'm running very low on energy. So please forgive me. Somehow I got through the class. So thank you for tolerating. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai. Hare Krishna. एक बार
Thank you, Prabhuji. Wonderful session. Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Very
Prabhuji.
much.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Prabhu.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhu. Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Prabhuji.